Welcome back, everyone, to Daily Harmony.
It's great to be back.
Our journey through A Course in Miracles continues.
And we are ready for today?
We are diving deep into Lesson 110 today.
Sounds good.
I am as God created me. Powerful stuff. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a quick step back.
Right.
Remember Lesson 109, I rest in God. It's all about that deep inner peace.
Yeah, finding that quiet space inside.
Right where nothing outside can touch you, finding that sanctuary.
Exactly. And that's where Lesson 110 picks up. It builds on this idea, like once you've experienced that rest, that deep rest in God.
You start to see things differently.
You do. You start to understand who you truly are, at your core. Like it's a natural progression.
From seeking peace out there to realizing it's already within you.
Yeah, like a shift in perspective.
So this statement, I am as God created me, what does that even mean? Especially when we're so used to focusing on our flaws, like we all make mistakes.
Absolutely. And this lesson isn't about denying those experiences. It's not saying, oh, just ignore all the messy stuff. Instead, it's pointing to something much deeper.
Yeah.
A truth that's always there. It's saying your true nature, the essence of who you are, as God created you. That is perfect. It's pure. It's full of love.
It's not something you have to earn or achieve. It's already there. It's
your birthright, this divine inheritance. And here's the thing. It can't be changed.
Oh, yeah.
It's not affected by anything that happens in the world or by what the Course calls the ego, that inner critic we all have.
Okay, so let's talk about the ego for a second, because I think for a lot of us, that's where the resistance comes in.
Right.
Like, how does that voice of self-doubt, that inner critic, how does it try to hide this truth from us that we are perfectly created?
Well, the ego thrives on separation. It wants you to believe you're all alone, like you're this isolated individual prone to making mistakes, always needing something outside yourself to feel complete. And it's sneaky about it. It uses judgments, the ones you make about yourself and the ones you think others are making about you, to build this false image of who you are.
It's like it takes our mistakes and magnifies them, like using a loudspeaker to announce them to the world.
Right. And then it takes those external opinions, what other people might think, and uses them as the measuring stick for your worth.
So it's like this constant chatter in our heads. Not good enough, could be better, what will they think?
Yeah. And that's the ego working overtime, trying to keep you distracted so you don't realize the truth, the truth of your divine identity.
It's like it wants us to define ourselves by our to-do lists and our shortcomings,
instead of remembering our inherent perfection. But here's the good news. Underneath all that noise, all that ego chatter, there's something else. Your divine essence, the part of you that's eternally connected to the source, to God. It's the part of you that's inherently worthy, that's full of boundless love, and that's who you really are. Is who you are when you strip away all the ego's beliefs and all the conditioning from the world.
So this inherent worth,
right?
It's not about what we achieve.
No.
How much money we make.
Nope.
How many followers we have on social media.
Absolutely not. What's so liberating about this idea is that your worth has nothing to do with external things. It's not about your job title, your possessions, or even whether people think you're a good person. Your worth is inherent. It's part of your very being as a creation of God.
So when you truly understand this,
when it really sinks in,
the ego loses its grip on you. You start to feel whole.
Yeah, you do.
You start to accept yourself. And that acceptance is rooted in something solid, this unshakable truth. And it makes me wonder, if I can see that inherent worth in myself, does that change how I see other people?
That's a great question. And it's at the heart of the Course's message of love and forgiveness. If you recognize your own divine nature, it becomes easier to see that same spark in others, that same inherent worth. It's harder to judge. It's harder to hold on to resentment.
Because at our core, we're all connected. We're all divine creations.
We are, and that fosters compassion and understanding. It helps us move beyond those ego-driven tendencies to categorize and separate.
Okay, so we're starting to grasp this core teaching, but how do we actually put it into practice in our everyday lives? How do we move beyond just understanding it intellectually to really feeling it and living it?
Now you're talking, because the Course is all about practical application. So Lesson 110 offers a few tools we can use. One of the most powerful is affirmation.
You mean like literally just repeating the words, I am as God created me? How does that help?
Well, think about it. We spend so long listening to the ego's negative messages.
Right. It can feel like a broken record sometimes.
It can, but affirmation is like gently, but persistently. rewriting that record.
Okay.
By intentionally repeating this truth, especially when those doubts creep in, you're actively challenging the ego's narrative. You're reminding yourself over and over again of who you really are.
So it's like retraining our minds.
Yeah, it is. To focus on the truth instead of the illusion.
The lesson also mentions a visualization exercise. Can you walk us through that?
Absolutely. This visualization helps you connect with the feeling of your divine essence. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes for a moment and imagine a radiant light surrounding you. This light is your true nature. It's pure, it's loving, it's perfect. Feel its warmth. It's like being embraced. And know that this light is the absolute truth of who you are. Now hold that image of yourself in this light and extend it outward. Picture someone you love bathed in the same light. Now extend it further. Picture someone you're struggling with, someone you might be holding a grudge against, and see them enveloped in the same pure divine light.
Wow.
That's the power of recognizing our shared essence. We are all connected.
That's a really powerful image. It really shifts your perspective. What about journaling? How can that support this practice?
Journaling can be a great way to become aware of the difference between your true self and the ego's illusions. You can reflect on your day and those moments where you felt disconnected from your inherent worth. Maybe you got angry or felt insecure or criticized yourself.
Right.
In your journal, explore what triggered those feelings and see if you can identify the ego's beliefs behind them. Then consciously choose to reaffirm the truth of your divine identity. You could write something like, even though I messed up today, I'm still as God created me. And really reflect on what that means for how you see yourself in the situation.
So it's about catching ourselves when we've bought into the ego story and then choosing to remember our true identity.
Exactly. And it's not just about specific practices. It's about bringing this awareness into all your interactions. It's about being less judgmental of yourself and others. It's about being kind to yourself when you stumble. It's about choosing loving thoughts over critical ones. It's about trying to see that divine spark in everyone you meet, even when their ego is getting in the way.
That's a lot to unpack, but let's take a moment now, right here, to help you really integrate this lesson. A simple exercise.
I love that idea. If you're in a place where you can, just settle into your seat, close your eyes gently. Take a slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of any tension you're holding. Now silently repeat this affirmation to yourself. I am as God created me. Say it again slowly. I am as God created me. Feel the words resonate within you. Now visualize that gentle, loving light surrounding you completely. Feel its warmth, its peace. Know that this is your true nature. Now extend that light outward to someone who's been on your mind. Maybe someone you've been struggling to understand or forgive. See them bathed in that same light, recognizing that they too are as God created them. Hold that image for a few moments, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes.
That was beautiful.
It was.
And it highlights how this lesson connects to the core principles of A Course in Miracles. It's not just a standalone idea.
Right. It's woven into the very fabric of the Course. Think about love.
Okay.
Recognizing that we're all created by the same source. That's the foundation of true love and compassion. It goes beyond conditional love, the kind that's based on how people behave. It's about seeing our shared divinity.
And forgiveness, too. It becomes less about pardoning someone's actions and more about recognizing that at the deepest level, no real harm has been done.
Exactly. It's about seeing past the ego's illusions to the innocence that's always there. Lesson 110 reminds us of this.
It's a powerful invitation to shift our whole perception, to move away from the ego's limited, fear-based view of ourselves and the world, and to embrace the reality of who we are, our divine nature, our connection to the source. It's the key to unlocking true peace and aligning with our true selves.
And it brings up a question for you to ponder. How might remembering this truth, I am as God created me, change how you see yourself and how you interact with others? What small step can you take today to embrace this truth more fully?
That's a great question to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into A Course in Miracles Lesson 110. We hope this exploration has given you a deeper understanding of your true nature and some practical ways to connect with it every day. Remember the power of those words. I am as God created me. Let that truth resonate with you.
It's a beautiful truth.
Thank you for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.